Because. Score by Mo Willems. Performance by Amber Wren. Hey cat, come on. Hi. Pretty girl. Because a man named Ludwig wrote beautiful music, that would be Ludwig van Beethoven to you, a man named Franz was inspired to create his own. Because many years later, people wanted to hear Franz's beautiful music, they formed an orchestra. An orchestra has a string section, a wind section, a brass section, and percussion section. Because the man had practiced since he was a kid, he was asked to join. Look at all the men and women in this orchestra. Because a woman studied night and day, she too was asked to play the timpani, that's part of the percussion section. The bassoon, that's part of the wind section. The cello, I play that, and that's part of the string section. The French horn, that's part of the brass section. And the flute, and that's also part of the wind section. Wind, because you use your wind, your breath to play it. Because many others loved and practiced their instruments, there were enough musicians. Because someone created a poster about Franz's music, tickets were sold. It takes a lot of people to create an orchestra concert. Because the train conductor stopped the train at the Grand Concert Hall, the orchestra conductor arrived. Because the orchestra librarian had copies of the score, the orchestra rehearsed. Because workers checked the lights and the seats and swept the floors, the grand hall was ready. Because the time had come, the ushers opened the doors. Here is where our heroine comes in. Because someone's uncle caught a cold, poor guy, he looks like he doesn't feel very good. Someone's aunt had an extra ticket for someone special. Because the usher helped the aunt and her special guest, here's our heroine, they found their seats. Look where she is. Because everyone was there to hear beautiful music, it was quiet. It's quiet right up until the conductor comes on stage and everyone stands up and claps. And here that is. Here they are. They're standing and everybody in the audience is clapping. And then the orchestra makes their music. If you see how wonderful the illustration is, it shows all the notes flying out into the audience. And it shows all of these musicians. Look how light they are. Look how the gold has hit them and the music is making them light up too. In row C, seat 14, sat the girl with the uncle's ticket. She heard the beautiful music written by a man named Franz, and it changed her. Look how she's being lifted by the music straight up into the air. The girl was changed. From that moment on, the girl learned everything she could about music because it fed her. And she's teaching all of her stuffed animals how to play the music. So she's conducting for her orchestra. Soon she started to write music too. Look at her playing the piano and writing music, and playing the violin and writing music, and playing the flute and writing the music on her computer. I do that too. Because like Franz, the young woman had something to share. Over time, the woman became very good because she worked very hard. One night, her music was discovered because she was also very lucky. You see that? That's the cello that I play. I will show you that later. Then she was invited to perform her music at the Grand Concert Hall. Here the music is green. I wonder what that means. Because so many people wanted to hear it. Her composition was dedicated to the uncle in row C, seat 14. Here he is. He doesn't have a cold tonight, but maybe he does. Wait till you see what she calls her symphony, because it was his ticket that brought her here. World premiere, Symphony No. 1, The Cold. And that night, someone else was changed. Look at that. There's another person who's being lifted right up off the ground by the beautiful music. That is how it happens. The end, and maybe the beginning for somebody else. Here is the symphony, The Cold. That's called a piano reduction. It only has 2 lines. I'll show you a real score for an orchestra in a little bit. And here's the Symphony No. 8 in B minor by Franz Schubert, and I'll show you a little bit about that too. Because